Hello everybody, this is Sean, and on today's video I'm going to be making these Christmas cookies. Got some green ones with the candy cane, some red ones with silver balls, and then I make some simpler cherry ones for people who don't want to have to make the icing. Follow along and you'll learn how. Get your ingredients together. I've got 4 cups of flour here with a half teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. I also have a cup of butter cubed and softening, and then 1½ cups of sugar, 2 eggs, and a tablespoon because I'm going to need to measure out some vanilla. We'll start with a clean mixing bowl and add in our butter, and then the sugar. Then you're going to want to attach your flat mixer. Make sure it's locked in there. And lift the bowl into position. If you have the angled head, this is the point where you'd lower it down. Now that we have that in there, it's time for us to mix it. We're going to need to turn it to speed 2 for about 30 seconds. This is going to get loud. After you've done the 30 seconds on speed 2, it's time to turn it to speed 4 and beat for 1½ minutes. Now that we've done that and creamed our sugar and our butter, it's time for us to add the egg and the vanilla. Before we add the egg and vanilla, we're going to want to scrape down our bowl. It's probably not as important to get everything off of this, but I always do. I've mixed my egg in with my vanilla, just to make it easier to put in there while on film. Raise this back up. And I'm going to get ready to put this all the way up to speed 6 to beat for a minute. Okay, now we're going to want to scrape down the whole bowl, and then we're going to add our flour mixture to this. After that, we stir it and beat for about 30 seconds. Okay, I scraped everything down for you. No need to show you that a second time. And now in goes the flour. And the baking soda and salt is already in there. Okay, flour is in there. We raise up the bowl. And now it's time to turn it to stir speed for 30 seconds. Okay, now it's time for us to scrape it again. And then we're going to turn it up to speed 2 for about 45 seconds more. I'm going to scrape off camera, save you that. Okay, everything is scraped, and now it's on to speed 2, where we mix for 45 seconds. After we've done that mixing period, it's time for you to scrape everything down in your bowl and off of the paddle mixer, roll it into a flat ball, wrap it in plastic, and put it in your fridge. That's going to be for a rest period of about 2 to 3 hours, just to give your glutens time to relax and your butter time to solidify, so that there's a better texture for your cookie in the end. I will see you guys in 2 to 3 hours. You're going to want to make sure that you have 2 cookie sheets greased and ready to go. After your dough is rested for the 2 hours, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And get your greased pans out. Now that the oven is preheating, we put one of our dough balls out onto a lightly floured surface. I like using a baking mat, which makes things a little bit easier. After we roll this out to about an eighth of an inch thick, we'll get out a cookie cutter, or if you don't have one of those, a glass works just fine. You'll notice things will crumble as you're rolling it out, but you don't have to worry about that. You can always just press it together. And any edges that you can't actually make cookies from now, you can just put together with the rest of your scraps to roll out later to make more cookies. Okay, now we've got it as flat as we want it. You just cut out your cookies. Now that we've got them all cut, you peel away any of the excess dough and save this because you can make more cookies out of it later. Now we take these and arrange them on a cookie sheet. And we're going to repeat with all the dough that we have and the other balls until we've got both of the baking sheets filled. So I'm going to cut now, and you're not going to have to worry about that part, and when we get back I'll have all of these filled, and we'll start decorating them and get them into the oven. So, see you in a bit. Now that we've got all of our cookies rolled and cut out, I've put whatever I can't fit on the pans I have now away in the fridge, and I'm going to decorate these. About half the cookies that I do aren't going to get cherries because I'm going to show you guys how to make some icing. But since I've got another batch to go in the oven, that doesn't mean half of these. So I'll finish these up and then I will get them into the oven. Okay, now we've got them all decorated, or at least as much as they will now, and they're going into the oven. They're going to bake for about 10 minutes. Could be done as fast as 7. I'm going to check them after 7. After 10 minutes, our cookies are done. So we'll get those out. I'll get them onto the cooling rack, and then after that, we're going to cook the rest of our cookies, and I'll be back to show you how to make some icing. For now, here are the cookies we just baked. It actually took us 10 minutes. To make our icing, I've got 1/3 cup of butter in here with 3 cups of icing sugar. We're going to start mixing it on the stir speed, and then once it's gone for a bit, we add in some milk and vanilla. It's a tablespoon of milk and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Once everything is mixed together, we're going to want to add more milk to this until our icing reaches a smooth consistency that is spreadable. You're going to want to do that slow bits, drop by drop, depending on your humidity and the quality of your icing sugar. It's going to take different amounts. So I'm going to finish mine up here, and then I will split it into 2 balls, and we'll get adding color. Once your icing's done, split it into as many balls as you have colors that you plan to do for your cookies, and add in your fruit coloring. You do it a couple drops at a time, because it can change the color of the whole thing really quickly. And you just keep going until you get the color that you're looking for. Because this is Christmas, I'm going to go for a dark green, not this lime green. Okay. That's dark enough for me. And now that I'm done this, I'm going to make a red one, and then I'm going to decorate the cookies and show you the finished product. And there you have it. After finishing all my decorating, we've got 3 different types of cookies. The cherry ones from earlier, we've got the pink one with some silver balls, and then we have the green one with crushed candy canes. That'll be a nice minty flavor. And whichever one you choose to make, all of them or just one, they'll make a good addition to a family holiday. Something to bring along with you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and don't forget to share with your friends. I appreciate it when people do that.